Well, even at that time, Kansas schools were suffering from insufficient funding. It was a tight budget, some years of no increases, and some of the parents came to us and wanted to figure out ways they could help out with some of the needs of the classrooms and teachers in the district. And you know, Andover's always had a very strong reputation, and I used to tell my graduate students that the parents here in Andover wouldn't let you mess this place up, you know.
I think what we were trying to accomplish was provide a stable funding source that would be district-wide. We knew we had parent groups in the schools who were having fundraisers. However, there was nothing in place that was going to serve all the students in the district. I was on the school board at the time, and we knew that there were districts who had started a foundation like this. Pat Terry was the superintendent, and we kind of began talking about it. And before I knew it, he had us in a car on the way to El Dorado meeting with an attorney who was setting up papers that would make us legal.
I think initially the first goal was that when we moved into the district, I could see that there were some special needs out there as far as innovative education ideas. So I think that what we were striving to do was to give an opportunity for kids to have some unique learning experiences. So I believe that was the initial, at least from my part, my initial philosophy and vision of it.
It was at a time when the Andover School District was growing so fast, and state budgets were just not keeping up. And we were all here for the education. We all moved to the Andover School District to educate our kiddos. Education has always been paramount, and it was obvious that if we wanted our kiddos to have any extras in the classroom, we were going to have to step up and provide it for them.
We knew that funding from the state was always going to be iffy, up and down, and we thought, could we provide some money raised from concerned parents and family members and businesses to make a nest egg, so in the years when the times were rough, we could have that extra nest egg that could provide some opportunities to take our kids from not just a basic education, but something over and above that.
I think the mission was that we wanted to try to provide funding for the district that taxes and otherwise things that were coming from the government couldn't fund, to make a difference, fill that gap for greater educational opportunities for the students.
I think that we felt like we wanted to do something above and beyond what state funding could do. And even 20 years ago, we were concerned that state funding wasn't going to give our kids what we wanted Andover kids to have.
Well, it tells me that there's still a lot of great spots in this state and in this country where people really do have a desire for a high-quality education.
Oh yeah, I'm very proud of where it is, and it's maintained itself, and it's humbling actually to see all the accomplishments that have occurred. And you know, I actually spent some time on the school board here, so from there I got to see some of the teachers who experienced the grant and what they did in their classroom, and meet kids at graduation, and you think, wow, you know, maybe that experience was really good for them and they're going on to college. So
It's probably, of all my volunteering efforts, the thing that I'm the most proud of. Because I feel like our goal, we started out going, well, how are we going to do this? And we thought, well, if we could get 100 families to give us $1,000, and we will spread it out, give them 3 years to give that money to us, we'd have a nest egg, we'd have $100,000. And when we go out and talk to people, we'd say, it's just a pizza month. If you just save one pizza money a month and save it up and give it to us, we're going to reach our goal. And it was amazing how quickly that caught on.
That's unbelievable. I'll never forget when we first started this, we had no idea. In fact, we thought, I hope that succeeding generations of parents are as passionate about this as we are, and it's proven to be, they've been more passionate. I mean, what the foundation has done over the last 20 years has just been spectacular. We couldn't be more proud.
Oh, definitely. Who would have thought? We can't believe we're all 20 years older at this point. Who knew? And it's exciting for me because my kids were young at the time and I was actually going to see the benefits of Andover Advantage. But most of the people on this original board, they had kids that were in high school at the time. So they were truly developing it for the future. And now my kids are grown and I see it as my responsibility to continue to develop it in the future for other people's children.
Well, because the foundation has always funded grants. That's kind of where we started, was the idea of funding grants. And it means a lot to the classroom teachers. They spend a lot of time coming up with ideas, and it helps them do things that otherwise the regular budget just won't support. Teachers, my wife was the beneficiary, she was a librarian, the beneficiary of receiving a grant. And she was always come home very excited that her work had been recognized and she was going to get to implement something new in her library.
I would say that giving to the Andover Advantage Foundation has been a joy to our life and our family. We know that in doing so, we are strengthening the schools, we're helping the students all across the Andover School District.
First of all, the money stays in the community and it goes directly to the students in our district. And the district has a great reputation. It's one of those situations in which it's not, I only go to Andover High School or Andover Central, but we're the Andover School District. So I think there's a bonding that occurs in the community because of it.
If you don't, who will? If you aren't willing to give the extra for your kiddos and the next generation, if you aren't willing to help give your kiddos the edge, who will?
Oh, I just think just a little bit money when pooled together to help kids. I can't think of anything better that I would like to spend my money on than improving education for our children, because that's our future.
Well, I think if we want to continue to have this great, competitive, fantastic district that we've come to know and love, we have to step up individually with our private philanthropy. That will be the difference maker between, I think, great school districts and those that are just average. And anybody that lives and has had children in this district does not understand average, right? We all want to have the greatest educational experience for our children, and the Andover Advantage Foundation has been a key contributor to that, I think.
Public education is important. Andover education is an extremely great value for taxpayers, and the additional dollars we get from the public we take very carefully and we spend them where it's most needed to give our kids that true advantage.
Brand new.